Okay, let me go ahead and show you a variant chart here and try to explain so you can see a better picture of what's going on. There are many different ways to read the market. And again, like to keep it as simple as possible for my members and free trial subscribers. And it's worked for me, so hopefully you all benefit from that. So let's take a look at the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index. This is the stochastic chart. We call it the 533, and look to see what's going on. So let me get my squiggly out here so to see. Okay, deep oversold conditions here, deep oversold conditions, right? And every time that's happened, look what the market's done. Now keep in mind that the histograms hit -7.5. That's incredible, but that was back on let's see here, that was back around July, what was it, the third week in July. Okay, and since then we have had a positive divergence. Look at this positive divergence, yet the Russell 2000 from that point has actually come down, retested the lower of the Bollingers. In this case, this is the real Bollinger, and let me get this out, and we have bounced. So at this point in time, look at the bounce here. Okay, this is from the 21st last week. So I'm sorry, 21st of July till that. Look at this positive divergence. This is a thumbnail that's, zoom thumbnail they call it. So you can see that. Look at this positive divergence. I mean, these things, make a lot of money. So bottom line is that the positive divergence going on. So if somebody, let's say, bought here and kept on averaging down, tremendous. But obviously, as human beings, we're not capable of doing that. Okay, so. Or maybe there's some superhumans who do it. So let's see here. I'm showing you, look at these levels here. I still have to get this line. Okay, look at these extreme oversold conditions. Look at it here. This is where the stochastics, the full stochastic just plummet. These are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of like the world is ending, it's over kind of days, right? We've gone through it, we know it. So those are the times we get to these levels. So it happened here back at the end of April. Then we had then we basically did it again in April. That's when I launched the service right here, April 15. We did it here in July. We did it here in July. We had a bounce, failed. At this point, this took us down to below to this. This is the Bollinger. Upper Bollinger is 1170. And this all matches with what I explained to you in the video cast on the, so please study and understand it. So 1110 is, we're inside the channel. Lows remain at the lows remain at around 1080. We might fall below that. Obviously this thing's going to turn around. But look at the pattern symmetry. Okay, look at this. All right, we had a standard deviation of a 5 move from 0, and then we went down to 7.5. It was actually above 5. So the distance, for simplest way of looking at it, the distance traveled by these histograms, okay, on these type of moves, was absolutely equal to the downside downside move. So in other words, we're reverting to the mean at this point. We're reverting to the mean. What does that mean? Simple English. It simply means we're going to 0 and we're going to go positive. So once we go positive, that's where the fight really begins. Do we do this type of thing? Do we do this type of thing here? Get my drawing tool out again. Oops, sorry. Do we do a where's my drawing tool? Do we make a histograms go positive and then just go berserk? Okay, and then again reversion to the mean. See how it's going? Look at that. It's a wave, like your emotional wave, right? So this is probably what's going to happen. So what does that mean is we would very possibly, and these are very powerful moves, okay? What's going to happen is, and if I zoomed in, you'll see this is a pretty large engulfing bar right here, this one, okay? So once we have this type of stuff, and we are getting overbought, keep in mind, this is the daily. The weekly actually has much more room. I'm going to show that in a second. So the daily gets extremely overbought around 90, around these histogram levels. Okay, I'm sorry, RSI levels. So we're over 70 right now. So unless we have a fake out like this where it peaked over 70 and then crashed again, then we have room to move up. And then I'm playing it close to the vest. I'm looking at 1160, 1170, and also as my marks to play the cards. And hey, every day you have a certain, I repeat again, you have a certain quota that you want to make. If you're a trader, you get close to that quota, just walk away from the table. All right, and unless you want to swing some of these things, then of course you have a quota for the week. Then you still will go through heart palpitations to basically get there. Just the nature of the beast, as the algos why to do that. Now I put something here which is interesting, which is the S1, S2, support 1, S2. I didn't put there, I just put the pivots there. And then we have pivot here at 1150, so that's another 20 points from here. And then we have, which is also similar to a gap close at 1143, and then we have resistance 1 right here. You can read that, 1183. So this is being a daily chart. That's what they're showing. They're showing you the support 1, support 2. This is the pivot, and this is the resistance. Okay, here it's a little bit, here it's magnified. So let's go on the weekly and see what's going on. Okay, it's interesting stuff, at least to me. All right, on the weekly, if this crosses over, the bears better watch out. And if it doesn't cross over and falls apart again, then we better all watch out. Okay, then we're going to 800 on the what do you call, on the, not 800, what am I saying, the stochastics are going to go to somewhere in the mid-teens. So let's see what first of all the pivot is. The pivot is 1060. The pivot is 1060. The support levels are, whoa, I gotta move it back 1 second. Tweak around with this. Hold on. So maybe I should make this a year. Yeah, let me make it a year. I think last time I had it as a year. Okay. Yeah, that's a better picture. All right. So trying my best to explain this stuff. So here we have the histogram still, it's at -6, pretty deep oversold. We're starting to see a turn here. We're starting to see a turn, 4th of August. Look at that, the turn. You can see the data box there. And if this turn for the bulls, if it turns up and crosses over, then we're going to get up to about, we possibly could on a weekly basis get up to 1200 again, which would be pretty tremendous. RSI did move up. We had positive divergence. The RSI basically shot up nicely. It's going towards 50. 50 generally has some resistance, like we see here. So again, on a short-term basis, if we get towards 1148, 1150 levels that I showed before, then we, or 1164, we could very well get very overbought, or if we, in order to get it very overbought, we need to get towards 1200. But the 50 RSI can act as a major support, as a major resistance, and this uptrend could be broken. In other words, we could fall again. So we'll see what happens. But this is overall reasonably. This is reasonably bullish, because we here we made the same type of lows almost, and look where we were on the histogram. So this time we made we got close to it, but look at the histograms, they're not as deep. So the selling pressure wasn't as bad, even though on a daily basis it certainly was. Or it does this. We are here, okay, and this is what it is. We go up a little bit more. We go up a little bit more, like we did here, and then we fall again. All right, and that basically brings us down this basically brings histograms down here. So all those possibilities are on the table, but this turn has to be monitored, and obviously I monitor it very closely. This is positive. We have a little bit more room to move, so I'm still sticking to my notion that we go up till Tuesday and then we pull back hard.